Imagine waking up one morning and realizing you could never wear clothes again. No jackets in winter, no shoes on hot ground, no blankets at night, no protection from rain, insects, thorns, or freezing wind. For most of human history, clothes were not about fashion, they were about survival. But here is the strange part: humans did not always wear them. Our earliest ancestors lived for hundreds of thousands of years with little or no clothing. So, what changed? Why did humans suddenly begin wrapping animal skins around their bodies? Was it cold weather? Was it shame? Was it protection? Or did clothes begin as something completely different? This is the hidden story of how humans started wearing clothes. If you traveled back to Africa hundreds of thousands of years ago, you would not see humans wearing shirts, trousers, or shoes. You would see early humans living in a warm environment, covered in body hair, but much less hair than chimpanzees or gorillas. That is important. As humans evolved, our bodies became better at sweating. Instead of relying on thick fur, we used sweat to cool down during long walks, hunting, and gathering under the hot African sun. Less body hair made it easier to release heat. It helped humans survive in hot climates, but it created a problem. Without thick fur, we were no longer naturally protected from the cold. As long as humans stayed in warm areas, it was not a major issue. But eventually, humans began to move. They traveled out of Africa into colder parts of Europe and Asia. They faced wind, snow, freezing rain, and nights cold enough to kill. And suddenly, the human body was not enough. Imagine a small group of early humans moving into a harsh Ice Age landscape. There are no houses, no supermarkets, no central heating, no warm cars. At night, temperatures drop below freezing. The wind cuts through the land. Snow covers the ground. Fire could help, but fire only works when you are close to it. The moment you leave the fire to hunt, gather wood, or travel, the cold returns. Humans needed something they could carry with them. Something that could trap warmth against the body. Something that could turn a fragile, mostly hairless animal into a creature capable of surviving almost anywhere on Earth. That something was clothing. The first clothes were almost certainly animal skins. Early humans hunted animals for meat, but animals also provided fur, hide, bone, sinew, and fat. A large animal could feed a group, and its skin could protect them from the weather. At first, humans may have simply draped skins over their shoulders or wrapped them around their bodies. No buttons, no stitching, no perfect fit. Just survival. A fur-covered hide could block wind, it could keep heat close to the skin. It could make sleeping outdoors less dangerous, and it allowed humans to enter places where they could never survive naked. Clothes may have been one of the most powerful technologies humans ever created. Before clothing, cold regions were barriers. After clothing, they became possible. Here is the difficult part. Clothes rot. Wood rots. Leather rots. Fur rots. Fabric rots. That means archaeologists rarely find the actual first clothes, but they find clues. One of the strangest clues comes from lice. Yes, lice. Humans have different kinds of lice. Head lice live in hair on the head, but body lice live in clothing and move onto human skin to feed. Scientists studying body lice believe they separated from head lice only after humans began regularly wearing clothes. That does not tell us the exact day clothing was invented, but it suggests that humans may have begun wearing clothes regularly tens of thousands of years ago, possibly more than 100,000 years ago. Another clue comes from tools. Archaeologists have found stone scrapers used to clean animal hides. They have found bone needles, some tens of thousands of years old. A needle is a major invention. It means people were not just throwing skins over their bodies anymore, they were shaping them, cutting them, sewing them, making clothing fit. And once clothing could fit properly, humans could survive in even colder places. Think about the map of the world. Africa is warm in many regions, but Northern Europe, Siberia, Central Asia, and parts of North America can become brutally cold. Without clothing, humans would have been limited by climate. But clothing changed the rules. A person wearing fur, leather boots, gloves, and layered coverings could walk into environments that would otherwise be deadly. This is one reason humans spread across the planet. We did not evolve thick fur like polar bears. We did not grow feathers like birds. We invented our own protection. Clothes became our second skin, and that idea changed everything. Over time, clothing became more than survival gear. In hot climates, clothes could protect people from the sun. They could keep insects away. They could protect skin from sharp plants, dust, and rough terrain. Shoes protected feet from burning ground, rocks, and ice. Head coverings protected people from heat, and certain clothes could even send a message. This person belongs to my group. This person is a hunter. This person has status. This person is mourning. This person is getting married. Clothing became a language. Before people had writing, they could look at someone's clothes and understand something about who they were. At some point, humans stopped asking only, will this keep me warm? They began asking, how does this make me look? That was the beginning of fashion. People used shells, feathers, beads, dyes, and animal teeth to decorate their bodies and clothes. They painted skins, they made jewelry, they chose colors, they created patterns. Clothing became personal, it became cultural, it became political, it became art, and eventually it became one of the biggest industries in the world. But underneath every expensive suit, every designer bag, every pair of sneakers, there is a much older story. A story about a human standing in the cold, trying not to die. Many people assume humans began wearing clothes because they felt embarrassed about being naked. But that probably was not the original reason. Shame is shaped by culture. Different societies throughout history have had very different ideas about nudity, modesty, and what clothing means. The first humans were far more likely to wear clothes because they needed protection. Warmth came first. Survival came first. Fashion, status, and modesty came later. The shirt on your back began as a shield against the world. Humans are not the fastest animals. We are not the strongest. We do not have claws, thick fur, fangs, or natural armor. But we have something else. We can look at a problem and create a solution. When the cold threatened us, we did not wait for evolution to give us fur. We made our own. We took animal hides, bone needles, plant fibers, and human imagination, and created a second skin. That is why clothes are more than fabric. They are proof that humans learned how to survive almost anywhere. So the next time you put on a jacket before leaving home, remember, you are using one of humanity's oldest and most important inventions, an invention that helped a mostly hairless animal leave Africa, walk into the Ice Age, and eventually take over the world. Thank you for watching, and let us know in the comments what everyday thing should Mo Explains uncover next.